Question 30. In this question, we are required to determine what exchange rate would be used to report each of these accounts in US dollar consolidated financial statements. And then first we need to determine which method we are using. And requirement A, assuming that KEMCO is the functional currency. So if the foreign currency is also the functional currency, it means that we are going to use current rate method. Current rate. And if we are using current rate method, then all the assets and liabilities on the balance sheet are going to be based on current rate. So the current rate is actually the closing day exchange rate. And for all the income statement account, we're going to use the average rate. And for dividend, we use the historical rate or the rate when dividend is declared. Okay, so then let's have a look at those accounts. Sales is the income statement account. We use average rate, that's 0.2. Inventory, we use the current rate 0.22. Equipment 0.22. Expense, average rate 0.2. Dividend, historical rate, that's rate on October the 1st, 0.21. Notes receivable, current rate. Accumulated depreciation, that's associated with the equipment, so current rate 0.22. Salary payable, current rate 0.22. And the depreciation expense, that's expense on income statement, average rate 0.2. Okay, so that's the rate we are going to use for each account if we are using current rate method, or if the foreign currency is the functional currency. Requirement B is that assume that US dollar is the foreign currency, then what exchange rate to use. So it's going to be different in that only for monetary accounts we use current rate, other than monetary accounts, then other account on balance sheet we use historical rate. Okay, so then let's look at those accounts again. Sales, so for sales still use average rate, that's 0.2. Inventory, inventory not monetary accounts, then we use historical rate. That's going to be the rate on March the 1st is 0.19. Equipment, historical rate, that's rate on January 1st, 2016, will be 0.13. Rent expense, most expense we use average rate, that's going to be 0.2. Dividend, historical rate, that will be 0.21. Notes receivable will be based on the current rate, that will be 0.22. And accumulated depreciation is going to be historical rate, that's going to be 0.13. That's associated with kind of the same rate as equipment. Salaries payable, and that will be using current rate 0.22. And then depreciation expense is associated with that corresponding long-term assets. So here we are going to use 0.13, the historical rate. The rate still the same as the equipment.